it's just fucking hilarious, dude. It's so
and it
funny.
kind of like I think personifies the fun of this loadout. Like when it is going well, like when you've got a clip-worthy little set of game time, man, it is awesome. Like it's something that you couldn't really experience with the guns because you'd run out of ammo before you know you'd be reloading and you know you'd have to be very very tactical to make get 4 or 5 kills like that as fast as that. It just God, it's so it's insane, man, how fast you can kill people.
Chuck T,
What's up, man?
what's shaking?
Turtle time.
Is it? Have the reindeer landed yet? Have they? Are we not there yet?
I would
Are you
have called
prepared? Is it
NORAD.
snowing?
I would say yeah. If
Is
I
your
was going to
Christmas tree
deliver
up?
presents to all the children in the world, I'd be getting started now. I feel like at least, even if I could fly. That seems like
Well, I mean, it is one day in the future in Japan. I've proven this. I actually went there and checked.
yeah, across the
I had to
international
double check.
date line.
Like, kept seeing it on the internet. Oh, it's into the future. The time zones and everything. I wanted to double check, so I went over there.
I see.
And yes, it is a day in the future.
Ah.
But that doesn't mean I don't know what time it is over there. But yeah, they're getting close to Christmas over there. So yeah, you'd be reindeering it out right now,
getting
hard
it,
probably.
But no, not here. Like we haven't heard.
Do you
any,
think-
any?
Do you think Santa stages? Does he do any like stage work prepping? Like setting up
Put
maybe
a
some
little,
outposts.
like a present
yeah.
cash like here and there, like a little.
Yeah,
loot
yeah.
cache?
There we go. A little like like a stash over here, like in South America, a little stash in Asia. A
makes
stash
sense.
up there, and you're right. So
Probably
that when
like close to
like,
where. Yeah. I started to say where it gets manufactured, but then I remembered the elves do it all there in North Pole. Fuck, they got.
Santa's probably dude. He's probably doing the same shit, man. Hiring low cost labor in fucking third world countries and shit. Come on, boys, let's speed it up. Vámonos, cabrones. He's probably got a little language guide there with some basic words. Vámonos, cabrones.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I've always been fascinated by that, like that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer kind of claymation special that was always on TV when they went to Santa's
Dude,
workshop.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that special. I saw it as a kid many a time. I mean,
the
that was
Island
like,
of the Misfit Toys.
That was every year.
Yeah.
That was like standard Christmas clutch. Like always. There were certain
Yukon
things.
Cornelius, man, he like his enthusiasm. Like I've tried to model my life after. Like, he's just like, hell yeah. Like,
What was the name of that? Was it Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
I think
wasn't
so.
that the
That's
name
the
of it?
actual name of it. Old Burl Ives was like the narrator, kind of like, and
That's right.
and I want to say it was kind of centered around the Island of the Misfit Toys sort of situation where, you had the, like, I forget what is it, instead of Jack in the Box, it was like the Bob in the Box, like, he didn't go over real well. Like,
Yeah, that's some old school shit. If any younger gamers listening, you're gonna have to Google that one because I don't know
Yeah.
if they're playing that. And I mean, they're probably playing that still out somewhere out there.
Yeah. So, I don't know as far as Santa Cash and toys and how that all goes down. But in that, like those elves, man, they were making it like they had some pretty rudimentary looking hammers and shit. And we're just hammering
Well, we
shit
know they're
out.
putting it, dude. We know they're fucking crafting PlayStation 5s and Xboxes and freaking, what's the God? I'm having a brain. They're crafting NVIDIA like GPUs and shit up there. They're
That's
getting
what I'm
after it.
saying. So in my mind, I still picture that Christmas special, and I picture them with those little wooden hammers, and I'm wondering how the heck are they making a PlayStation 5?
Vámonos, cabrones. Get that PlayStation 5. Santa's just like wheeling and dealing up there in the North Pole, sending out to his. I mean, you got to be able to like hide all that hardware somewhere, just for
Yeah.
time.
And they finally caught up because
I mean, this is all if
well,
you
they were
believe in
behind for
Santa.
like 3 years. Like, at least I can go buy one now, like or whatever. I feel like
I
you know what I
forgot
mean.
about- You think he was in on that too?
That's where they were going. People getting them for Christmas like had like priority with Santa. He's got like purchasing power like Walmart or something at this point. Like when he needs
That
parts.
motherfucker, dude. He's probably got deals with Bezos and Amazon and shit. He's like, hey, I'm going to show you how this Prime thing can go really well. You use my reindeer, fast delivery, one day.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell anyone.
Santa's got a lot on him. I feel like he's gotten started, at least, and I don't know. Like he's bringing some video games out there. I feel like, don't you? Like that's on a lot of people's Christmas wish list.
I think there's people that still haven't gotten PlayStation 5s, there. But Chuck, fellow gamers, Merry Christmas. This is Christmas weekend. We're recording this on Saturday the 23rd. I'm going to try and have it up today, Saturday the 23rd. It might go up tomorrow. We'll see. But we just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas out there. Didn't we, Chuck?
Merry Christmas, for sure. Feliz Navidad, didn't they say south of the border?
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Cabrone.
Cabrone. Close.
That was good. That's good. Yeah, that's, man, this, I feel like for most people at least, this time of year is always, special. It can be like extra special. It can be like emblematically special, like full bore, the whole 9 yards, family, Christmas tree, all the ins and outs and everything. Or it can just be like, maybe more low key. Maybe you're solo or whatever. You're like a solo gamer out there in real life, IRL. But it's still got that special feel. Like everything's just like, I don't know. It's just like life feels cozy in a way.
Yeah.
During the holiday, so it may start for you in the Thanksgiving period or even before with like some people like just love this whole season, right? But there's something about the Christmas, week or that little realm, that little time frame there that's like it feels good.
Yeah. I got a ton of phone calls like from people I don't get to talk to, during the year yesterday, and usually this time of year especially, like all the way up kind of through New Year's, like you kind of hear from that random dude you used to work with or whatever, and that's been like a fun part for me. And I did share that we're doing a podcast with a few friends, so hopefully they're hearing this.
Are they gamers
Shout out
though?
To them. I think everyone's played at some point. So when you ask someone like do you play video games? But someone past the age of 30, like they're maybe not. If they've got tons of responsibilities or whatever. But
that's funny.
They all say like, "Oh,
hell
that's
yeah,
cool, man!" But like shit, and I love talking about it. Like, so.
Fucking A, dude. Well,
Yeah.
shout out to Chuck's friends.
Yeah.
And I also I meant to do this a few episodes back, but I wanna shout out to well, actually, I'm not going to say his full name. That's not necessary, but I want to shout out to my our fan and our boy Francisco here in Mexico. He sent us a DM where it showed that like our podcast is his #1 top podcast that he listens to. So it was like super cool. Shout out to Francisco.
Hell yeah.
Muchas gracias, carnal, por escucharnos y un fuerte abrazo desde ChukTomahawk y yo.
Sí.
Te queremos mucho. Thanks for listening, man. Yeah, we'll try and keep him entertaining. Oh, and he did say, I asked him, I said, any recommendations? Mm-hmm. And he did recommend, chatting about like Warzone, which we're gonna get into a little bit, but that Warzone because it's so popular, which we are firsthand, witnesses to.
Hell yeah.
And I think he brought up. Let me check real quick. I think he brought up FIFA, man.
Yeah.
Or no, he brought up more sports games, like diving into some topics around more sports games, is exactly what.
Go.
Is exactly what Francisco mentioned. But
dude, I feel his pain. I've tried to get you to play sports games with me, and I can't. I feel like FIFA's the perfect one.
Yeah, dude, he's like, yeah, Warzone y esports. Yep. So
nice.
Thanks again, Francisco, for tuning in and listening, man. We're stoked to be your favorite podcast. That's an honor and a pleasure for us. And we will definitely, we're going to talk about Warzone right now.
For sure.
I mean, we're going to talk about that right now. But we'll get into some esports too. I'm personally like, I'm void of knowledge around the esports thing, except for that phase where I played a lot of FIFA, which I've talked about before on the podcast. Otherwise, I might have to get into some esports, so that I can have a word in the game.
And that's more like the competitive like where there's teams and stuff like that, esports that we're talking about? Like,
I'll ask him. We're connected here, so I'll reach out and ask him if he what he was kind of referring to. But I mean, we could just do the whole kit.
yeah, I want to
Sports
say
games and esports.
I ran into that somewhere. Like I was signing into maybe Rocket League or something, and you could pick like what your favorite esports team was or something, and I had no clue. Like I just had to base it on the logos. I was like, it's like I like wolves.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I like these guys. These guys are cool. Look at that.
Yeah. So
Where are they from? Oh, Omaha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
but I'm sure they all kind of have their own, personalities and stuff. But I think like the games that really lend themselves to esports, like we don't play a ton, like League of Legends and stuff. Sounds like that Dota thing that we talked about at some point, and
Yeah.
those seem to be the ones that really go down, where the esports go down.
And those games have nothing to do with sports, so yeah, I might have to clarify. But we could just do both. I mean, we don't talk enough about sports games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you sent me that video to check out on the Punch Out, the history
yeah,
of
that's
the Punch
something
Out.
maybe in a future.
I mean, that's a
episode we
sports
can do.
game.
It's a super deep rabbit hole.
Oh, really?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
It's interesting.
so we won't.
It's
Let's
super
not even
interesting.
bust into it then.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, some like one of my favorite TikTok creators that's like an author, John Pargan, did like a concise version of it. So I kind of had that as a prep to make me want to watch that video. But yeah, the fact that it's 2 hours long and it's got 1.4 million views is like, wow, like you don't see that on YouTube very much.
No.
So yeah, it's definitely something we can talk about in the future. But dude, what about Warzone? Like we've been on a rampage in Warzone, like becoming the dark. We went to the dark side, I think, possibly.
I think we have. Dude, I've become everything I've hated.
you never thought
Hey,
you'd do
well,
the dark arts, did you?
Dude, fuck. We spaced out, man. Do you want to do the? You want to welcome everyone to the pod?
I can't. Oh man,
You could do it, dude. You could do it. Come on, baby. Come on.
We want to
Come on,
welcome
baby.
gamers, non-gamers, PvEers, PvPers, and even NPCs to the New Wave Gaming Podcast, where we do not discriminate.
We're gonna also welcome Santa, his fucking reindeers, and all of his little elves up there making those PlayStations and getting them out to the caches.
Yeah.
Is it cache, or cache? Cache? Like like a
where
weapons.
we stored when I was working for the Forest Service, like where we stored the fire equipment is called the fire cache. But like
Cache.
it's a French word that I think possibly in France they pronounce as cache or something like that. But it's cache, like as in Johnny Cash, where I keep my shit. Like
Right on, yeah. Yes, welcome everyone, and yeah, we NPCs, PvEers, PvPers, the whole kit. We do not discriminate. We love having y'all here tuning in on this. I'm not going to call it a Christmas special, but it is a Christmas episode.
fuck yeah.
And so Warzone, man, yeah, let's keep that momentum, that flow going.
Dude.
I don't know what to say. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror now and I wonder, what have you become, Ovox?
Well,
Because, dude, it just starts with the little things, and now we're fully turtled up, turtled out from the Turtle Club, man. We're turtle and a half shell, turtle power. Teenage, not so teenage ninja mutant. What was it?
Yeah.
Mutant Ninja Turtles?
yeah, the toxic
I
turtle.
can't even remember
team.
anymore. I used to watch that cartoon every day.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you can't say teenage, but like it is fun, and it does kind of look like the Ninja Turtles when you're running with those riot shields on your back.
So tell everyone.
So we've been
in
doing
very summarized so that we don't splurge it all out. But in short, what have we been getting up to, the squad in Warzone?
well. So as folks that are familiar with playing with Warzone know, you can get your loadout. Like sort of, there's a part in the game where initially you start out, you're just picking up guns off the ground to kind of gain a little bit of money and loot, and then you can get your specific loadout that you've created. And typically this would be kind of what we considered the best guns of the day, and that we had the most unlocks for, and we would have our loadout of guns that we would go pick up, maybe a sniper rifle and an SMG or something. But now Instead of that,
hold on, real quick. You hear that, everyone? Yeah, that's right. Chuck's up there sniping motherfuckers, dude. he just gave away his play style, didn't you? Dude, Chuck, you better watch out if you're on a map with Chuck. He's up on some tall fucking building, dude. He's already got you in his sights, and he's about to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Cuidado con el ChukTomahawk.
Night. I love that snipe shit, man. It is fun, but we've forgone all of that.
Sorry.
Man in the tower.
I'll shut up. Yeah. Man in the tower. Sniper in effect.
It is fun. I think for me, sniping, like, it's kind of like deer hunting, and it's like the thing I know the most about, like as far as using guns or whatnot. So I just kind of think of it like that, or whatever. And hell, like when we first started playing Warzone, you remember I was in a tower. Like, consider that my tree stand. Like, and like I'm up there friggin' deer hunting or whatever until you're over there, like, forcing me to come down, like pointing out that it just don't last. Like, eventually they see you and you're screwed up there.
And I think that was like the first week of that you were playing Warzone. So, believe me, the first time I loaded into Warzone, I was up in the tower too. Mm-hmm. And I found out that's how I found out that the towers weren't necessarily a great spot, at least not to hold out. You like get 1 or 2 kills from there and then bail. True, because they spot you.
True, yeah, because you get that glint, and you're kind of vulnerable at that point.
But sniper, keep going on the description.
We're at a Chuck normally point. That's our jam or whatever, but instead we've gone to a play style where we have a riot shield, which, in my opinion, it doesn't look like riot shields that you see often with the actual police in real life or whatever. It kind of covers you more, like on the sides a little bit in the front. So you've got an enormous riot shield that when you duck down, you're pretty much protected from almost every weapon in the game, and with a few exceptions. And then our actual melee weapon is. It's kind of, you can pick what you want at this point. Like, there's a pickaxe. There's something called the commas, like some the Pepe Tortilla uses, and back in the day was the Kali sticks. But kind of our main one has been something we just looked it up. The tonfa, is that what it's called?
The tonfa, yeah.
Tonfa. So
I call it the beaten stick.
Yeah, AKA the sawed-off broomstick, the beaten stick, the
nightclub,
nightstick. Yeah, it kind of looks like the baton that you might see a policeman like come, take out your shin with or something.
Oh yeah,
get you on the ground.
Oh yeah,
persuade
dude.
you to.
A lot of people are familiar with them things right in the back of the leg. Ooh, especially if you're out there getting wild and stuff.
Oh, dude, I saw like an old video from back in the day where the guy kind of hit him in the leg and kind of got him to spread his legs, and he come up and under with that little handle that's on it and got him in the gooch, and
right in the balloon knot.
And well, no, like he come around and got the whole undercarriage in the front, like,
oh no shit,
and kind of lifted him up like on his tiptoes, like, and got him by the back of his collar in the back, and had him, and was just taking him where he wanted him to go, like.
Damn.
I was like, wow.
Wow.
It's like, yes, sir, officer. Like, actually, I do want to comply. Like, or whatever. But so yeah, we've got our loadout there, where normally we'd have a couple sets of guns. All we've got is something that, like a shield and a beaten stick. And then for our accessories, like your tactical, your non-lethal, and your lethal sort of grenade type weapons, we've got throwing knives for our lethal, and then for my tactical, I'm using smoke grenades. I think you're probably using stuns or flashes.
I'm using the stuns.
Yeah, it's a good second choice. What and kind of on that topic, somewhere I want to go is I want to start storing stuns and stuff in my backpack, like where I've got my smoke grenades, but I'm storing.
I've been doing that.
Yeah, that's like a pro move. I saw one of our. You got to mention, that Butter Knife Junior guy. I think his name is Cam. Is the gamer?
Dude,
shit on
Dude,
that stuff. in it.
fucking hilarious, dude. When you sent that to me, I laughed so hard, dude.
He's just like,
You know, and I love like
Butternut
the way he talks and everything, his accent and the things that he say. It's just fucking hilarious, dude. It's so
and it
funny.
kind of like I think personifies the fun of this loadout. Like when it is going well, like when you've got a clip-worthy little set of game time, man, it is awesome. Like it's something that you couldn't really experience with the guns because you'd run out of ammo before you know you'd be reloading and you know you'd have to be very very tactical to make get 4 or 5 kills like that, as fast as that. It just God, it's so it's insane, man, how fast you can kill people. And
I'm getting better at the butter knife, man. I'm getting better at it. It's obviously not a butter knife, it's called a throwing knife, but
why does
but
he
like
say, I want the history of that. Like I just accept it now, but like for whatever reason, this guy, when he hits people with
What's his name?
the throwing
Kaz?
knife, I think it's Cam something. It might
Bring it up
his
so we
channel
can
might
properly
be Damn Cam or something. But yeah, when he hits people with the throwing knife, he says Butter Knife Junior. Like
it'd be like, oh, you letting your head pop out? Boom, butter knife junior. And he says it like perfectly timed with when the knife hits the guy's head or body and kills them. Or downs them or whatever.
He's like, oh, you're up on top of a building. Get your ass down from there.
Butter knife junior.
Like, oh, you up hella high? Well, the butter knife goes hella high too.
It throws it.
And
Bop,
he is
butter knife
nuking people. Like, so that brings us back to the joy of the sniper. Like, dude, he's hitting people at, like, not the same distance you can do with a sniper, but like way past medium range. Like he's hitting people at the beginning of long range.
Oh, with the butter knife. With
yeah,
the knife.
like up on buildings and just.
Yeah,
there's
I
a
remember
couple
seeing
little
that.
perks
It blew my mind.
You've got some gloves and like an infantry belt. Like there's some combinations you can get that allow you to throw tacticals further. I forget exactly in your perks how you can set yourself up to do that, and he's obviously got that going on. And two, to kind of bring us back to our loadout, we've also got it like where something called resupply, where our knives come back all the time, because that's one of the things to get good with it. Like, especially when I only had one and no resupply, like you've only got one, like so you got to be careful with it. And it's real easy to go pick it up. All you got to do is run back over it, kind of keep your eye where it goes or whatever. But you lose them a lot.
That's not always an option. Yeah,
man. When you got two already, and like that first one, I let it go, man. I'll try something, just crazy.
You'll do some fucking. You'll
and
quarterback that
bounces,
bitch.
You can do
Be
bank
like,
shots and all kind of shit.
It bounces. I don't think they bounce. They don't bounce, dude.
Not in real life, but it's in one of his videos. He was he's like bank shot for the butter knife junior. He's
like that. That's such a funny video. But yeah, you check that out. Look for it on. I found. No, I didn't find it on. I didn't look that hard. I'm sure it's on YouTube. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube or TikTok if you want to see it.
What you got to complete the picture is that we've been doing this even in like quad resurgence, like where 4 people are playing and we're all getting the same design of loadout, and that does something different to the game. Like when you run into a team that's doing that, and just in our past, even people that were finishing us with throwing knives pissed us off. Like we kind of considered
that's what needs to be said.
The dark arts,
that's what needs to be said. Like you might be asking yourselves, fellow gamers, like, why are they even talking about this? Like, why? It's because and this is all Pepe Tortilla's fault.
Exactly.
This is all his fault, dude. Like, I remember signing in one day and he's like, hey, bro, you need to, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was like, you need to just stop what you're doing and equip the fucking riot shield. And what he said was the kebabs.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're not called kebabs. They have a different name, but they're like those. What are they called, Chuck? What are they really called?
I don't know. I call them commas, like K-A.
Yeah, commas. They're in there.
Yeah, it's something.
They look like ice picks, but like not for climbing. They look like actual weapons.
Yeah,
but anyways,
like a little sickle or something.
Yeah, so he calls them the kebabs. I'm gonna call them the kebabs for the hell of it. He's like, stop what you're doing. Fuck everything else. ditch the sniper, ditch the assault rifle, ditch the SMG, equip now. He was like, equip it. You know, I couldn't. He's like, do this.
Accurate. It's so accurate how he is.
like,
Exactly.
Like, you can't. Oh, dude, don't argue with Pepe Tortilla. Just let it go.
No.
Do this. I love you, bro. If you ever hear this,
for sure. And honestly, one of the things I love about him is like it's kind of like I can't articulate this exactly, but he finds like kind of unique ways to have fun in video games. Like we were playing Ark yesterday, and I was trying to get like us get something like some chitin or something, and he's like, let's build a raft, and like, just kind of like ready to do something like a little off the wall that ultimately will make you laugh, like
dude.
Everyone.
No, I don't want to get into Ark right now because I'll fall into a rabbit hole. Because I was just thinking of something that him and I did on Ark once. It was tons of fun. But yeah, anyway, so basically, he wasn't gonna hit start until I changed my loadout. So I favorited the loadout and everything. I made it number 1 on the spot. Wasn't gonna go there. I was like, all right, there's obviously something to this because I didn't mention you and Moist were in the squad too, and you were already turtled out.
Yeah.
And if you are wondering why turtle, it's because like when your character when your character's standing there in the lobby and you're next to your squad and you got the riot shield on, it's on your back.
Yep.
So it literally and if you're in a quad, it literally looks like the Ninja Turtles.
Exactly
like the only thing that's missing is the red, purple, blue, and orange belts.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it ain't Donatello or Michelangelo or Raphael or any of these fools. It's it's Moist, Pepe Tortilla, ChukTomahawk, Ovox. So I changed it out. I swapped it out, and wow, to my surprise. I mean,
Mike, hold on one sec. Yeah. Sounds okay.
Fix that. Oh, you sound good.
All right.
Is it all fixed up?
Yeah, I think so. I hit this cable there a second ago. I think it's okay though. But
so we load in, and he's like, "Now don't get discouraged. It might take a couple of tries."
Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't take a couple of tries. It was an immediate. Like I noticed immediately.
And I do want to point out that even going back to that time period that we're talking about, where we first started playing together in the sniper. What I was doing for fun at that time was the collie stick. I would play multiplayer in Modern Warfare 2, and I primarily used the collie sticks. And like, I remember showing up to Warzone thinking like, if these guys will just give this a minute, like, they'll love this, but like it's a hard sell, in the beginning. And like I even used it once, and I think I got a kill or two like in our rounds, but I still, there was just tons of other things that I wasn't doing well, and it didn't really, I couldn't convince anyone like, oh, let's all try this or whatever. But I want to point out like, that's like,
Well, I think that's different. I hear you loud and clear. And I want to backtrack a little bit because I forgot to mention something. So Pepe Tortilla, he's adamant about the turtling up.
Right.
And then in the loadout he recommended was, oh yeah, this was funny too. He's like, it's Semtex, guys. Semtex. Mm-hmm. You want your lethal to be Semtex, period. Period. And then the second option, stun grenade. I didn't have, and then the shish kebab things, the kebabs with the I didn't have the kebabs unlocked, so I went over to the tonfa, which is basically I think it's called the tonfa, which is that nightstick.
Yeah,
or
that's what
police
everyone
baton.
has to do. Because you got to get, I think right now it's 30 kills from behind to get those unlocked, unless you buy that skin that has them, the weird looking witch looking dude or whatever. But I want to say otherwise it's some kind of other grind. I can't remember. It's a bunch of shit you got to do to get them or bring them out of DMZ.
So I didn't have the kebabs. I only had the nightstick, which I call the beaten stick. Equip it. We start playing. Pepe Tortilla was so adamant about the Semtex. That was so funny because you and him for a minute there, you were like, I don't know. I kind of want to, you know. And he was like,
I feel like I knew, and I already been watching Butterknife Jr. for a minute, so I sent him that video as proof of concept. You know, of like this is what I'm talking about, dude. Like, you know, this is way better than the Semtex. Is my point. Like,
and a couple things happen. Here. And we're not bagging on anyone. I mean, like,
no,
if anything,
just the process with every
it's just this is just what happened, and I mean, and then Pepe dropped it on us, and that's just what happened. So it's like, if anything, we're kind of giving him a hard time in an indirect way, but it's all thanks to Pepe Tortilla that we even got on this roll. So two things happen post using kebabs and using Semtex, which is because you remember when the first time I let it in, he was like so like adamant about that. Right. Two things happened, and they happened organically. I never said a thing. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'll equip the kebabs as soon as I get them. And you know how when you're gaming and you're playing, you can kind of like, if you die, you'll load in and you'll see the other person on your team playing while it respawns you.
You're spectating, yeah.
I think Pepe Tortilla and everyone may have just landed on me spectating and could see just how fast the beat and stick moves, dude. It's so fast. If you spam the trigger when you have the beat and stick equipped, it just goes like it's so fast. It's so fast. So I was just downing people. I'd use the shield, I'd get close, I'd wait for the right moment. Boom, flashbang out. Not flashbang, stun grenade out. Then they're stunned. At that second, I'd tactical sprint, just really fast, slide to their right, spin around, and begin the beat downtown, beat downtown, beat downtown. I call it the beat down town. And I'd just be like, on the third one, they're down. It's done.
It's got a backhand to it too. You don't have to recoil it. Like get all the back. It does the old fashioned.
So it hits twice.
Yeah, it
That's
hits
what you mean. It hits
the way through.
It hits twice.
Yeah,
it's so fast. And then I didn't even have to say anything. Like Pepe Tortilla's like, I'm gonna try out that beat and stick, man, and it just like equipped it. So there went the kebabs. Kebabs are out. Yep. Beat and stick is in, or the tonfa. Which has a really cool skin that we've been using. What's it called? The Lion's Den or something like that?
Lion's Heart or something, maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then same thing kind of happened with the Semtex and the throwing knives. You just gotta you watch it happen, how fast they are, and how I think you told them about the shield technique and the little dot.
Yeah.
Lay it out.
Dude, one of the things that happens when you're in a confrontation with people is like, you know, they'll kind of run up on you and they'll shoot your shield and you block it for a while and they sort of realize like they can't get it, you know, or whatever. And then you know, and they're kind of they're thinking, damn, they're probably, because our kryptonite is a Semtex. Like if you throw a Semtex and stick it on the shield, or a drill charge, or a fire, you know, there are a couple things.
No, just the I don't know about the drill charge. Now that you mentioned that, I would be nervous about that.
The drill charge,
but the one thing is the kryptonite for, in my opinion, the only two kryptonites for this technique, which if you haven't gathered this, fellow gamers, this whole shield melee combo is broken. It's fucking broken. Yeah. We are killing. We'll talk about our numbers here in a second. We have become everything we have ever hated. We've got throwing knives, we're kneeling and ducking, and we've got riot shields, and we're toxic as fuck.
Because it tends to make people angry somehow.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
The amount of spectators I get now, like people watching because they probably think we're cheating or something.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, when you're kind of in that situation where they're kind of facing off with you like that, they'll get comfortable, you know, like I say, they don't have the Semtex or whatever, so they'll kind of get like comfortable, and you can see like they're swapping shit and like that or whatever, and you still have like a tiny little reticle in your view that is for your riot shield, because it's actually a melee weapon in and of itself that is OP, and so you can just sit there and aim at your leisure. Get it
Yeah,
like
just
be
taking
like,
shots,
he's
no
pretty
prob.
far. Let me get it just a little high right over his head. And I will say, like, I feel like one of the things that took me some time to get into is that the knife comes from your right hand. Like, so to me, it hits a little right from where I aim. It doesn't completely cross the center line when it's thrown. Like he doesn't throw it as in like, oh shit, crossing the center line of it. It kind of comes from the right a little bit, and you got to kind of compensate for that. But dude, like once you've kind of done it a little bit, you just take aim and shoot, they're just sitting there thinking nothing's gonna happen, and you're like, yeah, butter knife junior.
But nothing.
And it downs them. If you hit them dead in the chest, it kind of doesn't do a lot. Like it kind of does.
It breaks all the armor.
I've seen it not like in the
Oh, no
leg.
shit.
I think will kind of break the armor. Do some, but if you hit them in the side of the body, mid chest, or you hit them in the head, neck area, anywhere, I'd say a good right in the groin, possibly too. Like they are done, man. They are instantly on the ground. One shot, like.
And it's so often that they don't necessarily have all of their armor plates or anything like that.
Yeah.
So they'll just go down.
Yeah.
That's
Even
it.
with a chest shot or something. Yeah, exactly.
But enough, Junior. God, now it's stuck in my head again.
Oh God, dude,
Gosh
it feels
darn,
so
you
good.
said it's such a funny video.
And then
That
when
guy's
you've got
awesome.
like another one already, just finish them off with that, or like I say, that another thing that happens is people will get close to you and kind of not realize that freaking shield, dude. Like all you got to do is just kind of bump them a little bit and like.
Okay, and that's why I think that I totally hear you when you're like using the Cali sticks. You were killing it. But what really makes this like even like podcast episode worthy is really the riot shield because of what you just said.
Yeah,
it's so overpowered, man.
It's the star of the show, honestly.
It's the star of the show in this whole squad strategy.
Yeah.
Or solo. It's a good strategy for any amount of players if you're all on the same page. Dude, I played this morning solos. Like just woke up. I was still kind of like getting my, waking up, if you will. Did good. For me, I got 7 kills. Like before my numbers were 3 to 5. 3 to 5, and there's always that odd round where shit just goes haywire and nobody gets any kills. But now it's like 5 to 7, and it's such a bittersweet because I've become everything I've ever hated.
You can look in the mirror, you're like, fuck.
Who are you? You fucking disgust me.
Yeah.
Because I hate it when people like they start shooting you and then they lie down and they go prone. I hated that. Yeah, I do that now because it's like, fuck, I have to. Everyone's doing that. And it was like a little bit of me rotted.
Dude,
and then the next thing was the shield thing. Like, I hate because I hate it when people use their shields. It's just like, I hate it. And then here I am. And then really the cherry on top is when you got us all doing the butter knife junior, dude. It's like, I hate people that throw knives in Warzone. And I never freak out or go toxic on it, ever, because I'm not like that. I'd never do that. And because, hey, it works. So I can't blame someone for doing something that works. Like it's the same in jiu-jitsu. Like if anyone that does jiu-jitsu will understand this, but like if someone gets a rear naked choke on you, they basically got their arm and their bicep under your chin, and they're strangling you. They're cutting off your circulation, and you pass out. But you'll see people in rolling and in competition that will go for the rear naked choke, but they won't get their arm necessarily under your chin. They might get it over your chin, covering your mouth a little bit, so that when they tighten it up, it doesn't strangle you, but it feels like it's going to break your jaw. Ooh. So you tap.
You gotta tap anyway.
You tap anyways.
But it's
so, and it's like, hey,
good form. But it
well,
worked.
it's not like how it's intended to be done, but it works. So it fucking works. And there's a saying in jiu-jitsu: if it's under the eyes, it's the neck. So you're good.
That makes sense.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And the way we normally encounter people using the throwing knife is as a finisher. I feel like they when you're down, they finish you with a throwing knife. You know, where I feel like it's a little off because, like, even when I down somebody with a sniper, it'll take 2 or 3 more sniper shots to finish them. But that freaking throwing knife, like, finishes people instantly. Obviously, you can't use it, you know, in a sniper situation because it's too far to throw
faster.
it. But yeah, it's just quick. And one of the things you realize once you start using it, not only they're picking it right back up, like that, they're running right at you, hitting you with it, and running right over you, and picking it right back up, and going on to the next guy, you know, with it, like. Not out of any ammo, or
I can see like a situation where, you know, it happens often, especially for you know, beginners or intermediary players. Like, you know, you'll get the down and you get really excited, so you just run up to the body and start thirsting, but you're not paying attention that person has a squad.
Exactly.
And they're right there, and you know, you get shot and you're down. So like having a throwing knife and being proficient with it means, like, if you downed a guy that's a little bit down the hallway or kind of like a bit of a runaway, you can down him and then just immediately throw that knife, and then you don't even have to approach. So if any squad mates are there, you can kind of like feel it out before just running over there like, oh, I gotta go. You know, then you're down. You know? So yeah, I mean, man, Warzone's, you know, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to play for real, there's a lot of nuances and meta strategies and tactics and stuff that you really got to think about if you want to be, you know, fucking top dog.
Well, and I think it's the fact that it's working is what's, like, because there's been plenty of times like we got on and somebody said, oh man, you got to try this gun or this loadout or this class or whatever, and they kind of come and go, but like Pepe Tortilla is declaring there will be no more changing. Like this is it.
Oh, dude, he's like, I don't even want to play this game if I can't use butter knife and fucking the beat downtown stick and the fucking riot shield deluxe.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's not
full body riot shield.
Like.
No, that's it.
I've watched a lot of people. I was on board immediately because, like I say, I did kind of, you know, do something fairly similar back in the day. But like I've seen people resist, and I would say maybe there's like it does make sense to almost have a gunner in the group, you know, because there are times it's vulnerable, like to attack, and in my opinion. One of the ways that I can look at myself in the mirror and accept, you know, that I use this loadout is I think it should be played incredibly aggro, like I should constantly be looking for targets or whatever, and that to me like is my sort of just gift back to karma. You know, like to say, you know, I'm not being completely toxic. Like, you know, I'm because you're at a disadvantage at times when you bust into rooms. You know, I mean, because if they've got you from 2 angles, you're fucked. Like,
I don't think so. I don't. No. Hey, you don't have to say that.
Yeah.
This
well,
podcast
me and
is
Pepe
for
Tortilla
all
got
crowds.
jammed that way the other night. We had like 5 or 6 super shitty rounds. Like you were just doing terrible, and then we got on one, and like I think we're both in double-digit kills. Like we had team wiped every other duo, and we came out, and man, they were super smart. They had seen us with the riot shields, and we'd kind of had a couple shootouts with them and stuff. So they got one guy up on top of the little building we were in, and another one out front, and we started rushing the one out front, and the other guy shot us in the back, like, you know, like almost like they knew what they were doing. Like, you know,
yeah.
And
but I don't think a gunner would have helped you guys in that situation. I just think
agreed.
You guys made a wrong call at the wrong moment, and that happens with or without guns.
Agreed.
Like I think if the more we practice with this loadout, like, you know, and I'm in my examples, I'm always going to be referring to as a quad, like all 4. That's the thing. Like I don't know. There's
gotta have all
it
the
just
turtles,
it happens. It happens to be that all 4 of us turtled out and are down with it. I mean, the truth is, it is a game changer. Like, I'm an average, mediocre Warzone gunner, you know, or I like the gunfights. I get her done, but I'm nothing special here. Pepe talks about the turtle power. I turtle up. Everyone else is turtled up. Okay, let's give it a shot. We get in there, and no one can fucking touch us, dude. No one could touch us. And we were just, boom, 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 down, boom, 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 down. Everyone.
Oftentimes, yeah, all three of us beating the same person. Like
beaten. Oh God, those are the funniest fucking moments, dude.
Or three or four of us, yeah, just
You're just fucking beaten down.
mosh pitting the dude. Like, even if like he gets lucky somehow and gets one of us, like he ain't winning this. Like you've done effed up.
No, and then the buddy will come down the stairs or through the door, and then it's next, dude. Like freaking dude, just like what's a good example, dude? Just like freaking wolves on prey, just like from every angle, like with the riot shield, Yeah, it's so much fun, dude.
Well, and you're getting to them when all of a sudden you see them and they've picked up your shit. Like, they're wanting you to feel it. I had a guy the other day in multiplayer. I'd got him so many times with that throwing knife, and I come around this corner and he's got it already cocked. Like he's just been sitting waiting for all that time, and it felt good too. Like it didn't even make me mad. I was like, I know that's bothering the shit out of you, isn't it? Like, you had to feel it. You had to get one.
Doesn't it feel? You're enjoying it too, Chuck. You're enjoying it too. I can see it. Yeah. You're like, I love to be the toxic guy once. And we're not, and we're not cheating or anything like that. So it's like, nor would we, obviously. But I just want to emphasize, this isn't cheating. This is regular game mechanics. Another thing that's broken about the damn shield, dude, is that when you get that first hit, I don't know, dude. It's like the auto aim, like the aim assist thing is just like a magnet on the guy. Like they can be tactical sprinting away from you, and like somehow you keep hitting them with the shield, and then they're down.
And the one thing that you wouldn't expect is like you can take that damn shield and absorb a full 100-round clip from an LMG, but somebody can come up and melee it. Like somebody can come up and just fist punch it, and it damages the shit out of you. It goes both ways on the melee. That's one of the vulnerabilities of it. Like I had a guy melee me down the other day, and you just wouldn't think like. In real life, that wouldn't work.
You're like,
way.
I just got shot by the MCRB sniper rifle, like direct, and nothing happened.
Yeah, I got 50
I didn't even
points
flinch. And then homeboy comes up for So, man, it's such an overpowered loadout.
Yeah, and like I say, I feel like the answer to the toxicity is to always be aggro. I know that's counterintuitive, but like where I do start to lose respect for that loadout is if I see a bunch of people just kind of sitting in one place with the shield. It's just kind of like, what are you doing, buddy? Like
that goes for all. I mean, I see what you're saying.
It's been a debate a lot lately.
I think it applies for all playstyles and loadouts. Like you don't want to hold out in a singular room the whole time, but definitely not if you're rocking shields, because that's just.
And there are times like throughout the match when it's getting down toward the end, it does make sense to hold a certain place. But I tend to, like I say, I think just part of my justification of using that loadout, it's just that. When I see a group, I head that way. Like,
Well, okay, so, okay. There's three things I want to bring up. I want to bring up recommended setup with this loadout. This is the turtle power loadout, or the turtle turtle power, Ninja Turtles, Turtle Time, Turtled Up, whatever you want to call it. Turtle Team. I'm gonna stop saying turtles.
Yeah, let's both lay out our
turtle. We're gonna do that. I want it to be what setup. What was the other thing? What are the vulnerabilities that you've encountered? And then the best strategy. Okay? We'll go 1 and 1 on each of those.
All right.
So, Chuck, you go first.
How
first one is, how would you set up your turtle power loadout?
Right now, I would get the riot shield. I would get the tonfa. I'd get smoke grenades. I'd get throwing knives. And for my perks, I'm going to lean toward, I don't remember exactly what they all are, but I'll tell you my thought process is I lean toward things like EOD, like things that are going to stop things from affecting me, like flashes and stuns and things like that. I want resupply as one of them. I think there's a perk that I'm looking for that I don't know that I had unlocked previously called Smoke Eye. And it allows you to use the smoke grenade and kind of half-ass see through it. Like you can't see through it perfectly like normal vision or whatever, but you can see through it enough to see people. And
No shit.
Yeah, and I would highly recommend that. And then there's kind of some different stuff in multiplayer. Like you can get some different boots and stuff and vests. Like I don't have all that super dialed in, but my thought process is I look for things that are going to make me run faster. I think one important thing that I've got like automatic tactical sprint on too. Like so anytime I'm trying to get away from somebody, like I immediately bust into sprint, and occasionally I fall off of buildings and shit because of it. But I think it's part of, getting around somebody to use that melee, is something I like. And that's pretty much, the gist of my setup. What about you?
Why the smoke grenade?
Butterknife Jr. Like I've got to look that guy. I think it's like Damn Cam or something is his name. Like he is kind of my mentor. I want to be like him, and he uses it. Like and he does this thing like where I am the darkness. Like he starts talking.
But there's no like strategic or tactical reason why you use them over something else.
Like especially if I have that smoke guy.
I'm wondering.
Sorry,
go ahead.
It number one, like it's super, like if you throw it and get a bunch of people in the middle of it, it gives you a shit ton of experience points. Like I threw it the other day and got 800 experience points, like just because I got people in it. And then just to create that confusion, like it takes their ability to, like, what they've got over me is the ability to get behind me or aim at me where they can get to my feet or something. It takes that away from them immediately, and then they start having a melee, and here I come, I've got a melee weapon. They're trying to do it with their fists,
and you got the beat downtown stick.
Yeah, so I'm just like,
done.
And he does this thing like where he's like, he'll have clips where he throws a smoke grenade and he'll say, "I am the darkness," and you see them all just they're running in circles trying to find him, and he's just like, so that's why smoke grenades are.
Did you watch that one today I sent you about break your back, boy?
Yeah, he was doing the finishing move.
Oh gosh, that's another funny one. Trying to get away from me, and I come up and I break the back.
Blow that back out. You're gonna be calling me.
So yeah, my setup would be very similar. Riot shield, obviously, that's not gonna go anywhere. The beaten stick, aka nightstick, aka police baton, aka tonfa. And then instead of the smoke grenade, I'm going to go with the stun grenade, but I'm going to try the smoke grenade because everything you said just sounds lovely. Like just to take out those little weak points, get them in the smoke, run up in there, tactical sprint, slide, pull out shield, begin the beatdown. They can't see you. Makes sense. I've been rocking the stun grenade because it does a similar thing, but the disadvantage, well, it depends. I usually only use it on one person. I'm engaging one person, so I'll stun them, and I know that one person's not going to be able to do much, and I'll slide up under them and start the beat down. But the smoke sounds appealing to me. I'm going to give that a shot.
It's also an escape artist thing too, the smoke will be. But
yep, my lethal is the throwing knife because of everything we discussed. I mean, it's so fast, and then you still got the little crosshair reticle thing, even when the shield's up. And I mean, I'm gonna continue to use the throwing knife until this whole dynamic changes and they nerf all of this or change it, because again, this whole setup is ridiculous, fellow gamers. It's freaking insane. It's not as fun necessarily all the time as it's a different kind of fun from engaging in gun battles that are extremely insane and you manage to pull it off and win a gun battle, those are all awesome moments, and you're not going to experience those, at least once you get your loadout. Maybe in the beginning part when you're picking up ground loot, you'll have that. But as soon as you get, so, it's different. But if you play it right, and it's hard not to play it right. It's freaking broken, man. It's insane. I mean, so, yeah, stun, and then those throwing knives. And again, I'm not going to until they change that little part. See, the thing is that you can throw the knife when the shield is up.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. You are vulnerable for a second.
That's what's broken about the knife. Yeah, but it's so fast. And it's like you said, the person that you're approaching, they're kind of like trying to like figure out what the fuck to do. They're like, should I run? Some people will just run because they know. They're like, no, I've faced these guys before.
Yeah,
I know, I'm out. Bye. They'll just no ego. They'll just bail. But some people will kind of just like start standing there and walking back. And when they're in that walking back trying to figure out what to do phase is when you freaking toss that butter knife, Junior.
Yeah.
And it just breaks their armor or does whatever, or it might just freaking, that's it. And then you're like, all right,
their
next
worst
one.
fears are starting to come true.
It's like, oh, you got that crazy clown skin? I got a riot shield. We'll talk about fear.
Yeah. It's smart because, you're totally prepared for close quarters combat, and they're not. So they need to get back.
Get back. Get back. Run.
Good idea.
Get out.
Sexy.
Run. Sexy.
You better run.
Sexy.
You better run.
Yeah. All right. So that's what those are our recommend. Oh, and for perks, same thing. I'm going for the perk. I don't remember the names exactly, but I'm going for what's it called? It's called I don't remember that. I think I do, but I'm not going to waste time on that. It's the one that minimizes explosions, flashbangs,
EOD,
all those things. All those. There's another one that I think minimizes damage from like melee weapons and throwing type knives and stuff like that. So I apply that one, and then I apply the resupply for sure. And I don't remember what the last one was, but same feeling, because you want to have that resupply so that your throwing knives and your flash, your stun grenades or your smoke grenades, they're always coming back. If no one manages to pick up a munitions box, it doesn't matter. You're always going to have at least one or two of those. Those are our recommendations. And again, you can play this solo, duo, trio, quad. Hell, you could be the only one turtling up on the team, and it's still going to work for you. But we're going to get into the strategies here in a second. Okay, Chuck, what are if you can name three. If you can't, name as many as you can of the kryptonites, vulnerabilities of this strategy and loadout.
There's a fine line. Like if I'm facing off against an opponent at mid distance. Okay, and maybe I don't have. I missed with my knife, and
are you inside or outside?
Outside, let's say, and I can inch forward with the shield up, and be protected, but at a certain speed of moving forward, the shield goes to the side for running, and you're then vulnerable to front attacks. And the same is true for when you're parachuting towards someone. So I've found myself in situations, especially with that automatic tactical sprint, where I didn't necessarily mean to go at them that fast. I could have easily just inched my way, and kind of boxed them in a corner somewhere and came and bumped them with my shield. But I just tried to get up there really fast, and it went into the animation of sprinting, and which brings the shield to the side, and I got shot. That to me is
take off the automatic tactical sprint if you're playing turtle power.
It has its other benefits, when you're wanting to get the hell away from somewhere too, when they have got you flanked, so it's a toss up. And if you pay attention to what you're doing, especially if you're squatted, it does turn it off. So all you got to do is just remember to squat, and it's just part of learning. And those are almost two vulnerabilities, like whenever you're parachuting. And I would say the third is just at times, like especially in that end game, and you start, I feel like anytime you're sitting still, and this is from playing multiplayer and those modes like domination and things like where you have to hold a flag and things, like it seems like I say, there's not only do I feel like it's a moral obligation to play aggro. I think it's vulnerable to sitting still. Like the times I would get owned in multiplayer would be like when I would try to sit somewhere. Like you might get the flag, but eventually they're going to flank you. Like especially when you're playing against multiple teams, like in multiplayer, you're typically playing against a 6-on-6 type situation, and yeah, even with good blocking, you got to find a perfect corner to really sit still.
You're talking about save that though, because that's the last thing I wanted to ask you. I'm talking just strictly. Weaknesses and vulnerabilities.
Just being sitting still in general, not a good idea with the
okay,
because a lot of people like that don't have like say a Semtex, they'll throw their grenade, and if you're sitting still, they'll throw it behind you and it'll get you. But as long as I'm moving forward and being aggro or whatever, I'm almost immune to those grenades, like unless I just randomly run into one or whatever. But yeah, I think sitting still just in general is the third vulnerability.
Okay. Awesome. My thoughts. Vulnerabilities are simple. Semtex. What's the one that burns?
The thermite.
Thermite. Semtex and thermite. If those are thrown behind you, you're vulnerable. Those can get you. If you're standing up, your legs are vulnerable. So stay down. What's it called? Kneeling. Keep kneeling. Being outside, vulnerability. So Semtex, thermite, your legs if you're not kneeling, being outside, just to be outside is not something. Obviously, you're going to have to move around and stuff, but when you're outside, especially in like Vondel and those places, man, with all of the buildings around you, those are vulnerability right there, weak point. Stay inside, keep moving, take advantage of, I don't want to, we're going to get to those strategies in a second, but yeah, so those are mine. Legs, thermite, Semtex, and being outside without a purpose, just wandering around. Mm-hmm. Okay. Strategies and best practices?
Like I've kind of covered a few times, being aggro, just and by that I don't necessarily mean just
what do you
being
mean?
toxic or whatever. Just like when if you have a heartbeat sensor and you see someone on that heartbeat sensor, you go after them. If like you see little red dots coming up where there's a shootout going in your like compass up there, like you go that direction, like just looking for targets. Like instead
I think that can be dangerous.
Yeah, it can. It definitely is, and it's like I say, it's my little way of. Yeah, just justifying using that loadout. Like I really hate it when people sit still with that loadout. Like
yeah, but you don't have to sit still or be aggro. I think there's a medium there.
That's usually what happens because the other people in the squad are like, "Oh, come on, dude! Like we just got our loadout. You're gonna lose it." Like, and yeah. Do
you feel like someone in the squad sits too much?
No, it just at any one time, like it's like, okay, what do we do now? Like when Pepe and Tortilla and I were playing, like he's like, don't get too cocky, like or whatever. And sometimes he's right. Like I run around like, fuck you, and like and then I'm dead, and like
Yeah, you can get because okay. So we didn't mention this vulnerability in the last part, but your back is always exposed.
No,
you're
not always. Like I was going to mention as my next strategy is that if you've got your melee weapon out, like your back is covered with your shield. Like so, your legs are still vulnerable, but like I've used that as a tactic. I mean, that was going to be the tactic I mentioned. Like whenever you see that you're getting ready to run from a gunfight, switch to your melee weapon, and so then you've got your shield on your back. Like if you're going to, be pursued from behind, it's very easy to beat because all they got to do is shoot low. But like a lot of people they're not trained to shoot low.
Yeah, well, there's context to situations. Like, are you playing solo or do you have a squad? Is your squad, if you're playing a squad, are they turtled up? with you? Are they on the same page? Like these are all. So I mean, if you got to boil it down to simple, like, or we have to provide context.
Yeah,
because,
but in the big sense, general sense, you're right. Your back is your vulnerability.
Yeah, I mean, one of your sides is always going to be exposed. Usually, it's going to be your back. When you're if you're engaging a dude, like you're playing solos and you're not expecting to get third-partied, your back's exposed. That's why it's dangerous with thermite, because they can throw thermite behind you and it'll start burning you on the back and it'll down you.
Yeah.
So, I think. I don't remember what I was getting at with the strategies, but the main, like, if you always want to have the bad guy in front of you. So like taking advantage of hallways and stuff. I mean, if someone third parties you, they're going to third party you, but like if you're in a building and then there's a hallway and it's one guy in front of you and one guy and then just you, man, it's like a 99% chance you're going to win.
Yeah.
You just got to stay low. Keep moving forward, start flashbang, start chasing them, and then beat downtown.
Well, see, too, like, I feel like, especially in Resurgence, like, when it comes down to, like, the start, like, how many, what is there, like, how many, I'm curious, like, how many people are total in the lobby, like 50 or something like that?
I think it went up to, like, I don't remember, but it's a lot. I think it might be, it's 50 or well over.
Yeah, it just almost seems like, when I think there's a whole point to my thing about being aggro with it and not like one of our normal strategies is to hold a building that we know really well with guns. And I completely agree with that strategy with the guns, but with this loadout, I think there's something to that. Like how you talked about when those people that see it and run, like when you can put the fear in people, like,
yes,
there's something to that. Like when they feel defeated to the point that they've had to pick up your loadout and start trying to use it, like, I like that. Like so, I guess you could say that's a little toxic, but it also makes them lose. I know when I'm rattled, like when the gunfight starts and I see somebody's got that gold gun that took forever to unlock all that camo for and stuff, and they're doing a ton of like side cancels and they've got the latest skin and everything. I'm just like, oh Jesus, it's that sweaty little kid.
I might as well just sign off now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Just he's and he finishes me with the throwing knife. Like I just oh yeah.
Oh, I hate this is all the shit oh my God, Chuck, what have we become?
And there's a little fear in me. Like I know that if I make a single mistake, he's gonna win. And yeah, I think that's part of the melee, like to keep them from thinking it through and switching to the Simtexes and throwing it and sticking it to my shield and winning that battle. Like, I just want to come at them, and I think that's part of the strategy.
I don't think the Semtex on the shield works.
Yeah, it does.
It does?
Yeah. Yeah,
because I've had everything blow up in front of me, and it doesn't do a damn thing.
What I'm working on is getting to the point where when they stick it on there, I can drop it. Like I get real good at dropping the shield, going through the menu and pulling it up and dropping it like you do money or whatever, and just get it off of me. Well,
can't you just swap to your melee and it'll automatically go away?
It still kills you.
No shit. See, that's weird because I can. This is 100% true. Maybe the difference is that they're sticking it on the shield, but check this out. This is another thing that makes it really OP. If you got your shield out and you're crouched, so it's covering your full body in that frontal direction, and someone just tosses a frag right there in front of you, it will not hurt you at all.
Yeah, especially if you've got some of those perks on that help with that.
Oh yeah, you're fine. Just keep moving forward.
Yeah,
you're just like, oh. Fuck.
But I'm gonna say
little breeze under my wing.
Both both the Simtex and the drill charge. If it hits your shield in the front, like you're a goner. And is my
vulnerabilities right there.
Way to remember, but yeah, as far as strategies, I just feel like being aggro
tactically aggro. I think that's a good call. I think. Like my strategy this morning is I had the heartbeat sensor as well, and I'd keep a good eye on the mini map, and whenever I saw a red blip that was like a smart move to take, meaning I'm like, okay, that blip on the mini map, that's clearly a bad guy in the building next to mine, and it looks like he's above me, so he might be on the second or third floor or the roof. So that was like a smart, aggressive, tactical move because I knew that I could stay inside and I wouldn't have to go out too much to the exterior where they can shoot down on you. So I was like, okay, that makes it. And I aggressively engaged that target and won. And then so that was an aggressive aggro type of strategy that I think makes sense to me. But if your aggro strategy leads you out to where there's like 2 or 3 players, fighting it out in the open market on Vondel, out in the, way out, like out in the open where there's all those adjacent buildings, that's not smart. You're going to get smoked there.
No, I mean, you don't want to charge hell with a squirt gun, but like, like I'm saying, just keep it moving. Like,
charge hell with a squirt gun. Come here, motherfuckers! Victory.
I got it, boys. Because it does suck. Because one of the things I found is like unlike any other loadout, when I don't have this loadout, I want it back. Like I'm gonna do what it takes to get it back. If I have to go to the buy station and buy my shield back or whatever, I'm gonna do it. And it's almost like you kind of become dependent on that fun, like to some degree. And we haven't been using guns lately, so like we're not like honing those skills in with the new guns as much, other than the beginning of the games. And I want to mention something we didn't mention in the vulnerabilities is there's a glitch involved in this freaking game where if you're a bunch of loot and you accidentally swap out that riot shield for it, it'll get stuck on the ground and you can't pick it up and nobody can. It's cursed. Like the other day, mine shot up on a shelf.
Like, how in the hell did you get up there?
Hey, little buddy.
I mean, I know you're a top shelf strategy, but this is ridiculous.
And I'm like trying to pick it up, and it won't come. Like,
it just doesn't even appear. It says riot shield, but there's no interaction button. It doesn't show the little square to pick it up.
Yeah.
Well, shit, Chuck. We're cruising past an hour here. I mean, we've given everyone a little bit of taste of this turtle power machine that we've discovered thanks to Pepe Tortilla. And man, I don't know how I feel about sharing this intel because, like, so far, dude, no one's playing like this. Like, there might be 1 or 2 odd gamers out there that I've ran into that are turtled up.
Let's talk about that. Like, we did run into another turtle team the other day, and we rocked their shit. Yeah,
man, amateur turtles.
It was
they were little turtle. They were little turtlets. They weren't turtled. They weren't turtled out yet.
Yeah, just their doughy little childlike eyes behind them shields.
Their shells were still soft.
Like I said, I could see it in his eyes behind that shield. He looked like so innocent. I was like, you have no idea what I'm going to do to you. You would be standing there. Like, you better run.
That's funny.
But I feel like one of the things we kind of discovered in the strategy session, I think the jury's still out on the strategy. Like it's a dialogue amongst us.
This isn't over.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't want to like present like I think I'm just ultimately right, but I feel like right now I lean toward we're super aggro. We just seek and destroy at all times, and outside of that, it's still out there a little bit.
We still need to do some science.
Yeah,
we still need some science. And dude, Pepe Tortilla messaged just about an hour ago. He's like, "You guys want to turtle up, turtle out,
he was ready
pre-Christmas turtle action." And we might have to do a little bit of that science right here after we hit the old recording off.
I'm down with that because, like I said, I do feel like to kind of wrap up our strategy discussion there. Like it's still the jury's still out. Like we're still kind of figuring that out, and it's just kind of a dialogue, and our experiences are kind of dictating that too. And
we'll keep researching. We're going to keep researching and sciencing this thing hard until we've gotten all of the intel out of it, all the information, the quirks, the strategies, or they nerf it.
True, because it does seem that is one thing. Like even if it's not what the group wants. We've like merit has we're in a meritocracy or whatever. Like when you see something's working, it's like, okay, we're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, like, do I want to like average, 0, 3, or maybe tops 5 kills, or do I want to get 7, 10, 11, 12 kills? And my whole squad, everyone on the squad, the same.
Yeah.
And again, I can't emphasize enough how hilariously fun. And I say hilariously fun because it's fun while we're laughing a shit ton. Like the whole like mobbing up on 1 or 2 players and just fucking just beat downtown, dude. The sticks, just like I know it sounds gnarly, but like we're just talking about video games here. But it's just like
that's
like,
your own creation. Like that's an Ovox script. The beat downtown is the
that's what I call it. Yeah, I just that was my own little phrase there.
There'll be this moment you'll call out like, oh, there's someone in the bottom floor of that building, and then like there'll be this pause, and then I hear beat downtown, beat down. I know it's going right,
and then you'll see the little kill pop up on the left,
Oh, like, damn.
Yeah, Ovox just got it. Yeah. if I start screaming beat downtown into the mic, it's because I'm literally like downing someone right there in the moment.
It's gonna work.
Beat downtown, beat downtown. Must be annoying for you guys.
If people will just search Butter Knife Jr. like on YouTube or whatever, like you'll enjoy those videos, and like to give that dude all credit, because man, we've had some good laughs over that. I have no idea how he came up with that or why,
dude. And that's like just like I've been doing the beat downtown thing. We'll be playing, fellow gamers, and Chuck will be kind of silent for a moment. He's like, and then he'll just be like, oh, all right. Yep, we got a bag over here. I'm gonna go see if I can get that Butter Knife Jr. And then you're like, and then you'll just be like, he's pretty far, but I think I got this one. And then, Butter Knife Jr. here come through, like totally like, and yeah, it's in honor of this guy. Like that's
sure.
You totally fell in love with his content. When Chuck shared the video with us. Fucking A, I laughed so hard.
It is so good, dude.
Oh, you think a little PCO head can pop out like that? No, it can't. Butter Knife Jr. And he'll just like, headshot a guy that's like barely sticking out with a freaking knife and just yell out Butter Knife. So, saw a piece of your head. Butter Knife Jr. It's so funny.
Come inside next time you're pulling up. Yeah, he's got great commentary. Like definitely shout out to him as a creator. Like, if you'll do a Google search for Butter Knife Jr., I know where Butter Knife came from, but the Junior, I've got no idea.
Yeah. Oh shit, man. Let's get after. Let's go do some turtling up.
Let's do it.
Try this out, fellow gamers. If you're into Warzone, Francisco, if you're listening, man, and you're in that Warzone, try out this loadout, dude. Try it out, Paco, and everyone out there, give it a shot. And then when you do, and you feel the power of the dark side, when you get that turtle power, and you're out there taking care of Splinter. Wait, is Splinter the bad guy or is Splinter the good guy?
The lead, Master Splinter is like their main.
Oh, he's the good guy.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to fuck with the good guy. Shredder.
Yeah.
Go get after that Shredder, knock him down, give him the beat downtown, and then the Butter Knife Jr. and let us know what you think. Please write into us, hit us up. You can email us at ovoxandchuk@gmail.com. That's ovoxandchuk@gmail.com. Or you can hit us up on any of the social medias with the handle @NWG Podcast. Our handle everywhere is @NWG Podcast. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, across the board. Hit us up. Let us know what you think about this loadout, and we'll and if it's all right with you, we'll shout you out on the podcast. And what else was I going to mention? Oh yeah, if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy hearing Chuck and I ramble about dumb shit in Warzone and other gaming related items, hit us up. Leave us a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you listen to on. If you're on the Apple Podcasts, if you could leave us a 5-star review, even if the review itself is just horrible and you're tearing us a new one, that's all right. As long as it's 5 stars, that'd be amazing. And yeah, we'll read it. We'll read it here on the pod. I don't think Spotify and those other apps let you leave reviews, but you can leave ratings. So please, if you enjoy at all, even a little, that would be so helpful for us as a independent podcast. the greatest podcast in the universe of
Right.
gaming podcasts. Thanks, everyone, and Merry freaking Christmas. Feliz Navidad,
Yeah.
Chuck.
Merry
Feliz
Christmas to
Navidad,
everyone.
way.
Cheers, brother. Merry Christmas.
Cheers, man. Love the hell out of you. Love you, gamers, so much. And we'll probably get back to you with another pod before the new year. We'll see. We'll feel it out. We'll see.